Hi everybody! I'm going to make a healing video for humanity. In this video, I don't know how to define my goals exactly. I want this video to be a tool anybody can use for anything they're going through in their life. Whatever your greatest struggle is right now, allow yourself to focus on it, think about it, feel it, and imagine that it's inside of a box now, and that you are taking this box and saying, God, I give this gift of my experience to you. I'm ready to release it into the light. I'm ready to have freedom from this experience. I don't know what your struggle is. I don't know what's causing you the pain that is in your heart or in your thoughts. I don't know what your challenge is. Maybe it's a difficult relationship. Maybe you have issues with anxiety, or it could be anything. I'm starting to feel the energy, so they're already prompting me to get started. I'll just let you decide what it is that you are looking to heal today, okay? And then I'm going to connect. So I'm using the energy of the infinite. The infinite, that is God's energy, that is infinite love energy. I'm connecting with the harmony of angels, pure and concentrated loving energy. What heals our wounds? More pain, or does love heal our wounds? So I'm connecting with God's angels, the energy that is heaven, that is golden light. I see Michael, Archangel Michael here. He is standing slightly above me on what looks like a cloud. I touch his foot and I look up, but I can't see his face. I'm sharing energy right now. I'm also communicating with Michael. His neck is extremely long, so his head is way, way, way high up. Everything about his presence is composed, but his head is way, way high up. His neck goes on for infinity, so how will I ever see his face? How will I ever see him if his neck goes up for infinity and I cannot see his face? Where do we store all of our thoughts and our fears? We feel like they're in our heads, right? His head is way, way up high. I can't even see him. They say, why do you struggle to see him? I say, my eyes can't go up that high. I can't see his head. I don't know why he's choosing to grow his neck so long. Does he not want to have an interaction with me? Why are we not at the same level as each other? How come he is slightly higher up? How come I cannot reach him? How come I cannot get to him? I feel so... I stretch my hand out. I am sharing thoughts and feelings. I am talking to him, but I can't reach him. I feel bewildered. I am sitting down and I'm crying. It is me who needs Michael, but yet Michael is in an altered state right now. The reflection is extremely... I myself am the human being calling out for help. But Michael too is a reflection of a human being who also feels, experiencing challenges. This is quite a metaphor for when we are going through a struggle in life. What does it feel like? It feels like we aren't ourselves. Our head is in the clouds. We aren't connecting with people. We aren't on the same page as others. We are feeling different or off foot from where everybody else is. They're wanting me to continue with the story of what I see. I am still crying. I feel like Michael, I feel alone. I feel like I have called for you and you have not come to me. I feel alone. I feel like my tears are the only consciousness that understands how I feel inside. I am inspired to pull a knife out of the ground, and I'm dazzled by the way the light reflects off of the blade, and I notice how sharp it is. I feel like if I could only take a moment with this knife, now I no longer have to feel the pain and suffering of life itself. I contemplate where I could put this knife in order to end my own life. I think about slitting my throat. I think about stabbing my own heart with it. The thoughts get worse. The thoughts are even now torturous. The thoughts are cutting my skin in ways that I could just keep cutting and then never die and just feel the pain of these wounds and never let them heal either. The pain now feels like the healing energy. They're wanting me to continue speaking about this. I am starting to go into a state where I feel that I understand now how to heal myself, that I don't need anybody else's help, that I can work with this knife, that this knife is the consciousness I was looking for all along. And now I can work with this knife in order to find healing that is of a different kind. I use the knife to hurt myself in many different ways. I can stab it into my legs. I like the way it feels when it cuts my muscle tissue. I feel myself ripping apart. There is a part of me that it's like I'm burning with acid and my skin is bubbling away and the insides of me are filled with darkness. There is a heavy dark fog within my rib cage and where my organs are. I'm seeing my skin melting away. I'm not screaming, I'm smiling, but yet I am not enjoying this either. Some part of my soul feels like the torture, the pain, and the suffering will never end. Some part of my soul screams to heaven that this earth experience will never go away. I continue to take the knife and hurt myself even more because the pain is never going to go away, so I might as well continue to endure it. There's something about human conditioning, the need to create a different version of healing. It reminds me of how we feel the need to resort to violence in order to heal violence. Violence will never heal violence. And when we are in our greatest state of misery, how will more pain and suffering ever heal us? This is the most profound message about the importance and the value of love. We are continuing to focus on the scene. I am in my own state of suffering, physical and spiritual, as my soul endures the experience as well. Where is God when I am in this torture and pain and nightmare? Where is God now, I say? I prayed, I called, I cried. I said all of these things. I have been a good person. Why have you not been there for me? Is this what you wanted for me? Is this what you wanted? I am screaming. My skin is there, and I am taking my fingernails and I'm ripping the skin off of my face. I'm ripping my hair. I am tearing the skin off of all of these parts of my body. I am ripping the heart out of my chest. I am throwing it against the ground. I am stepping on it. I am picking it up and I am throwing it now at Michael, and I am saying, fuck you. This is now how we destroy spirituality, is when we feel it has left us. Now we resort to other forms of understanding in order to find healing, and all we can come up with is more violence. Why are you alone? They ask me. Why are you sitting here alone? Why are you not finding someone who is there? In a world full of people, there are hearts that love. In a world full of people, there are people that care. There really are people that care. There really are. It feels like we are alone with our tears, and only our tears understand us. We pray and we can't understand how to feel, see, or experience the spirit realm holding us when we are in our worst state of life experience. The most painful moments the soul endures in order to grow and expand. It is part of the challenge of being human and being on earth. This does not have to continue. This does not have to continue. We can be there for each other. And heaven is always there with us. Whether you can feel them or not, heaven is always there with us, loving us, holding us at every moment. Do you trust in heaven? Do you trust in God? Do you trust in the power of infinite love to heal all wounds, to heal all cries and all tears, and all of the pain and all of the suffering? Do you trust that heaven is there, that heaven hears, that heaven understands? I'm starting to let go of my need for the knife. I'm crying, and I am choosing to acknowledge that this has not healed me at all. In fact, it has only made things worse. I say I want to experience real, true, pure, loving healing. They say, so you want to feel love is what you are asking for. They show me the scene where I was calling for Michael, but it was at a level that was not deep enough. It was not that sound that understands what your needs truly are. Finding that chord of wisdom in your life to truly understand what it is that you are looking for. So you're going through a hard time. What is the deeper wisdom beneath why you are going through a hard time? When you say, I want the pain to go away, if heaven just erases it, what then will you ever learn or about the experience itself? Experiences are had in order for you to learn and grow. You take somebody who has lived a long life, and they look back and they look at all of the challenges and all of the moments of success, and they'll tell you that it wouldn't take away those bad moments, because those are the moments that made me who and what I am. I'm really proud of myself for all of the things that I have accomplished in my life. It feels worse than it really is, and time does truly heal. They're taking me back to this moment where I'm putting the knife down, where I'm looking at the way I had communicated with Michael and asked him to help me, heal me, fix this. take away that now I have endured the learning, which was self-inflicted pain. And through this, I have discovered that more pain and suffering does not heal. And now I'm able to stand up after quite an extraordinary scene of decay. And I say, touch me with love. I take my heart, I put it back into my chest. I look at my body as in ruins. My emotions have been exhausted. My thoughts can no longer feel hatred or violence because I am so exhausted now. I only ask that you touch my heart with love and hold me, because that is all I wanted to begin with. I just couldn't understand that's what I was needing. I just needed somebody to hold me. Everything is relaxing now. It feels like I am in a dark room. It feels like I am alone here. Alone with my thoughts. Alone with my body. I look at my hands. There are only fingers that I see. I am in a closet, a small room. The door is closed. It is only I. I am in the corner, as deep into a corner as I can go. I cannot go deep enough into this corner. I want to hold my legs up against me and put my head down, and I just want to be in a ball. I start to cry. I don't want to let anyone in. I want to keep everybody out. I just want to be alone. I just want to feel this sadness. I can't get far enough into this corner. I can't get deep enough. I just want to get further and further and further away from everything. Further and further away. I just want to push everything further away. Get further away from me. Don't come in. I didn't give you permission to come in. I want to be alone right now. They're showing me a new scene of internal terror. This reflection is screaming inside. It feels... The only way I could describe it is a black blanket around the heart. It looks like a black dragon. It's got a shadow to it, and the outline is like the head of a dragon. Some part of the mind starts to laugh. Some part of the mind decides to see this experience differently. Starts to find power and control through a separation from love. They emphasize that the pain and suffering is what inspires new versions of choices. And sometimes the choices can be self-inflicted pain. Sometimes the choices can be hurtful towards others in order to inspire the illusion of growth through ego. This mind in the corner now is laughing, is thinking of all the happy ways it could hurt others in this world. It can really show other people what it's like to be put in a corner. It can really make them cry now. And now it can feel better about itself because it is making others feel less than themselves. Now it is starting to grow. These thoughts of harming other human beings are starting to grow. And now this inspiration for a knife is not to harm the self, but to harm others. This is a transition. It is a different version of love. We would call this version of love evil love, because it is attracted to the joy of hurting others. There's inspiration to stand up and even come out of the closet to be the force of darkness itself. Now consumed in darkness, it chooses to extinguish the light of all of those around. It chooses to murder, to lie, to steal, to create more hatred in the others around, because it too feels such extreme and painful torment. It cannot find the light. The light within is now extinguished. How now will this soul return to heaven? It must learn. It must learn that love is the most powerful force of creation. It is the force that heals the deepest, most transformative spiritual and physical wounds. Love does this. Love. Not violence, not hatred, not the knife. Love. Love puts our knives down. Love holds the soul that let go of everything in order to create so much harm. Love calms. Love nurtures. Love heals. Love helps us to let go. They're showing me these two individuals. One is the soul that completely shuts out the light. The other is the soul that endures the suffering and waits for the light to return within themselves. They're both enduring an experience of suffering where they feel separated from heaven. Both are. Both souls are choosing to experience it and explore it differently. Is heaven ever left either of these two souls? No, heaven is not. Heaven has been there all along. Where is heaven located, do you know? It's located within your heart. Where is God located? God is located within your heart. I never had to step onto this cloud with Michael or have him regrow his neck. I only had to discover that he was in my heart all along. I just was distracted in trying to understand how to reach him when all I had to do was find him within my heart. How do we choose to love both of these souls that are enduring experiences that are creating internal pain or external pain? What do we do? What are we going to do? This is the globe right now. This is the earth right now. This is the world right now. What are we going to do for each other? How are we going to help each other? How are we going to heal each other? How are we going to hold each other? how are we going to discover that love is the only thing that is more valuable than money, than anything, than war, more valuable than a religion that tells you this way or that way? We need to hold each other. Love is the value. Human beings are the value. Hearts are the value. Now let's be God for each other. Let's be angels for each other. Let's be heaven for each other. And when we struggle to find God within us, heaven within us, angels within us, then let's help each other. Let's be the God for each other, the heaven, the angels. Let's be that for each other and help each other. Let's transform this world so it is a reflection of love, creation, growth, creativity, happiness, and nothing else. So I'm just going to remain focused with my hands up and healing you, okay? the release of so much dark, release of so much energy that contaminates our minds and emotions, inspires us to feel bewildered, inspires us to feel confused, and to feel angry, to feel ashamed, to feel grief, depression, anxiety, sorrow of all different kinds. There's so much darkness that influences and inspires us each and every day, challenges us to find the light within our hearts. And this energy is lifting up so much darkness. There are so many angels here. There are what could only be described as a scene of lots and lots and lots of human beings. And they're standing together in just a crowd of people. And from them comes what is a dark cloud of energy, and within it is all of the tormented reflections of the soul's experience. Many, many soul experiences. Many, many incarnations where the soul endures suffering and endures experiences that create what could only be described as tortured soul fragment pieces. And some of them are screaming, some of them are in chaos, some of them are influencing, some of this are begging for the pain to go away. Some of them, there's just so many different reflections of dark. And this cloud is lifting up into heaven, and it is encouraged to continue to come further. It is coming into the light here. And heaven opens its realm to heal, purify, and transform all of this. It's all sort of like we don't realize how much energetic garbage we have in our spiritual atmospheres, and it just clogs up our ability to feel balance, harmony, and joy. And so this is really sucking out all of the dark garbage energy and is just returning it to heaven so heaven can purify and transform it in the light. It's just like taking your garbage and burying it in the earth, and the earth then digesting it and turning it into flowers. Archangel Metatron is here, and that's a really big deal for me. Archangel Michael has also been here through this whole thing. God, other angels are here. There's what could only be described as an army or a massive team of angels. But Metatron and Michael are really huge angels that are here on the scene as this energy work is being done. Heaven is showing what is the earth purging, humans purging, and the soul also purging a lot of history of dark experiences and dark energy. The process of releasing this much dark energy can make us feel like we can't do this anymore, can make us feel like giving up, can make us feel like we are getting worse before we are getting better. They're saying, please don't give up. Please do not give up. They're really asking that you continue to release as much of your pain and sorrow as you possibly can. That way they can remove it from you and help lift you up into the experience of light and heavenly love. That is what is going on in the human history. That is a human evolution. That is today. That is tomorrow. That is next year. That is the year after. Human beings are going through a humongous, it's not just the physical, it's the spiritual too. There's a humongous transformation and ascension that is going on here. And this video is really to promote that voice, that message from heaven to help you know that heaven is here, that we are helping you, and we please just keep releasing. We know that it's hard. We know that it is hard. We never leave you, not ever. Doesn't matter what your soul chooses to experience or how it chooses to behave. Heaven has never left you, and heaven loves you, always and forever. Forever, because heaven can't be complete without every single soul. Heaven is not complete without all the souls. Only love creates. Only love creates. there's still so much release of energy. It is just like a black plague coming out of people's hearts and chests, out of their minds. It literally looks like a black plague. And it's just swirling and releasing upward and going into a massive ball, and it is being called into heaven. If you're watching this video, you're watching it for a reason. Heaven too wants to touch your heart. You are releasing your black plague right now, and heaven is helping you to accomplish this. You don't have to do anything. You watching the video is your soul choosing to have this experience. There's a conversation I'm having with Archangel Metatron as all of this other energy work is taking place. He is showing me the earth landscape on a spiritual plane. He is showing me that the human beings who suffer in our version of a reality have reflections of souls that are in suffering in a spiritual reality, and it is much like hell. He is really saying it is time that all the souls release into heaven now, all the soul fragments. So your soul is just one that has been incarnated so many times, endured so many experiences, and has fragmented off at many different points in an infinite continuum. He's just showing me what could only be described as just trillions of soul fragments in a space where there is just burning hot, but there's no fire here. It's just hot. It's just heat. And there's screaming, there's anguish, there's pain, there's suffering, there's rape, there's greed, there is so much devastation. We gave away our privileges to experience love when we choose to welcome the manipulation that greed inspires, that power inspires, that control inspires. Now we are supporting a system of greed, manipulation, and power. And what creates those energetic reflections? Demonic influence, evil influence, the illusion of love. Is power love? Is greed love? Is control love? To people in places of high power, yes, it is love, because they have the power, they have the control, they have all the money. When will we start supporting those who have nothing? When will we start supporting those who are weak, who have suffered, who have walked this journey one step in front of the other, and have cried to heaven and felt bewildered that nobody would be there to take care of them? Why are we not supporting each other? Why are we not supporting each other? Why are we not supporting the masses and masses of human beings who are suffering? Why are we supporting a system that chooses greed, power, and control? A system that chooses violence and destruction and the decay of mankind. When will we start to love each other? That's what he's saying. Now you see how you create hell. When you say, I accept a world where the most important resources are greed, control, power, violence. We are paying for our suffering, literally. Money now is the tool that pays for us to be miserable. We are buying our suffering. Human beings still do not see what they choose, and now they cry to heaven and ask heaven to heal them. They must see for themselves what they choose. Then heaven can heal. Have you seen it yet? Are you ready to let go now? Have you had enough yet? Are you ready to heal now with heaven? Are you ready to support a new experience where love is the value and nothing else? A world where there is love that is shared by every single heart. He says, enter into the light now. Know that it is time to heal. He opens his wings very wide. He welcomes you into the light. He knows your suffering has been great. He knows because he sees. He sees what happens to souls who incarnate here on earth. He knows how human beings are challenged to love. He knows all of the energetic congestions that exist here and challenge our minds to think positively, to feel the embrace of God's arms, the angel's wings, heaven's harmonies. And push us further away from each other. He says again, support one another, help each other, love each other. He's helping me to move back and disconnect from the healing energy just disconnecting. It's a lot of energy. It's a pretty intense message. It's an important message. I know that it's hard right now, and it feels like it's a different view for every soul. The world is changing, the energy is shifting, and it affects us all differently. It affects our lives differently. There's been a lot of hard times getting through the rest of this 2016. It started out really great, and it started to shift there mid-year, and it's still pushing us in directions that we're challenged. And I hear about this, and I feel it in my own life too. And heaven is really influencing me to make as many videos as I can for everybody. I'm here to help people with their unique circumstances, and I'm here to help everybody as much as I possibly can. So I'll be making more of these healing videos. And if you're inspired to work with me one-on-one, I do share psychic wisdom and spiritual healing at my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Also, I'm offering a new service. If you would like me to make a healing video on a specific topic, or a channeled wisdom video with a certain angel, or you maybe have a specific question, just a general spiritual question that we could all benefit from, I call it a donation service. So let me know what you want to accomplish, and then I'll make you a video for it. There's a small processing fee involved, but it does benefit us all. And so I just want to thank you for your support and interest. And thank you for watching, and I'm always wishing you all the best.